Well, it was quite a night in the Victoria Save On Foods Memorial Arena, October 15, 2022. And a quick story before we get into the review. Where the season's ticket holders go in, we get a half-hour buffer over the other people. So it was like about 5 minutes before we were going in, and this lady comes up to us and says, "How do I get in? I want to buy my groceries." And we were saying, "What? We don't understand." She said, "Well, this is Save On Foods, isn't it? I want to get some groceries." And we had explained to her, "Well, no, this isn't Save On Foods. It's called the Save On Foods Memorial Arena, right? Save On Foods is it's just the sponsor, right?" So we gave her directions on how to get to it. But it was the biggest crowd of the season tonight in Victoria on Marty's birthday. The attendance announced in the building was 3,444 people. And we're going to do your referees and linesmen right off the bat before we get into the game. Mark Pierce was referee number 1. Jake Podman, yeah, that was Jake Podman out there, right? And Cole Cook, right? He was linesman, and so was Ryan Cirque. He was the other linesman. And it was Marty's birthday, our beloved mascot that we all cherish so much, and he was there with all his mascot friends. And it was not a good start for the Royals tonight. Well, the first period was scoreless, but in the second period at 4:27, Trey Johnson scored, assisted by Mason Ward. That was at 4:27. Then at 6:58, Evan Groring scored on a penalty shot. It was 2-0 then for your visiting Brandon Wheatkings, who haven't been here in a few years because of COVID. Then just after that, about 26 seconds after that, the 3-0 goal was scored by Brandon's number 11, Rylan Roseman, assisted by Nolan Ritchie and Calder Anderson. 3-0 at that time, right? But never count the Royals out, as in past years they're a hard-working team. We got a great coach, Dan Price. He always has them in top shape. Carter, number 14, Carter scored from Caleb Williams and Justin Kipling at 17:22. Then at 19:28, just in the last 32 seconds of that second period, Alex Edwards out of Grand Forks, British Columbia, scored his first career WHL goal, and that was assisted by Carter Drixbury, right? Then in the third period, this is when we really got going. Tanner Scott at 1:06 scored for Matthew Hodson, right to tie the game. Right then, the go-ahead goal was scored in the third period at 7:19 by Jake Poole, assisted by Luke Sharpley and Reggie Newman. That's the game-winning goal. Then the insurance goal was scored by Caleb Williams at 16:08. That was the final scoring play of the game. So it was a good crowd on hand, and if you got there early, you got a piece of birthday cake. The arena staff were cutting the cake that was for Marty's birthday. We don't really know how old Marty is, but he was here on the Salmon King days, so he always does a good job. And the shots on goal were in the first period, Brandon outshot Victoria 7-5, and they outshot us in the second period as well, 15-10. But in the third period, we turned the tables, and we outshot them 11-4. And through the entire game, it was actually 26 shots each. Brandon was 0 for 3 on the power play, so Victoria is really disciplined tonight. We stayed out of the box. And Brandon, they took 9 minor penalties, or we were on the power play. We went 0 for 9, including 2 4-minute power plays. Right, so that was the story there. And what else can we tie from the game notes here? I'd like to tell you some game notes here. When you print it at home, you get more notes than you do from the arena one. The last game the Royals played, the Royals picked up their first win of the season on Wednesday, October 12th, against the Kelowna Rockets. Kelowna's would strike first in the second period, shortly followed by a steal from Tanner Scott, Nolan Flamen. Well, you know, you can watch the review. We don't need to read all this, right? And the Wheat Kings note, it's been a long time since the Royals played the Brandon Wheat Kings, let alone an Eastern Conference opponent. Last time the two teams met was in Brandon, Manitoba, where the Wheat Kings would take the win by a score of 6-3, where Gary Hayden had a goal and 2 assists, and Wheat Kings goaltender Yeri stopped 45 out of 48 shots. It doesn't say when it was, but it was about 4 years ago, they were saying. And the 3 stars of the game from the VictoriaRoyals, third star was Alex Edwards, the second star was Jake Poole, and Carter Duranowski was your first star of the game. But tonight we're going to feature Alex Edwards because he scored his first goal career in the WHL, first of many. Hopefully he'll get many more goals, and he's from the interior town of Grand Forks, British Columbia, which is up in the Christina Lake area. It's a really beautiful country up there. If you ever get a chance, go through Grand Forks. And on the season, he has he's played 9 games, and he has the 1 goal, and he's got 21 penalty minutes. And in the preseason, he had played in the 4 of the games, and he had 1 goal and 1 point. So that's all for now. We are going to show you the last 30 seconds of the game right now, and the 3 stars of the game. Like we said earlier, we probably won't be doing that every game because it's a lot of work placing it together. But please like and subscribe, and we'll be doing a wrap up after Tuesday's a game in Victoria in the arena, and that's going to be another good game. And that we're checking the games here, and that's going to be the Winnipeg Ice are in town. Then also on Saturday, the Vancouver Giants are in town. Right, then they go on the road for 2 games. October 26th, they'll be in Red Deer playing the Rebels. Then they play the Swift Current Broncos on the 28th. So our next recap will be after the game on Tuesday night. So please like and subscribe, and check out my other videos, and have a great day, everybody. 40 seconds to go. The
Penalty number 47 may score 2 minutes for roughing. 19-20. Royals Popeyes power play.
Royals were down 3-0 in this game at one point in the second period.
got things going with that first goal for the Royals late in the second period. Just talk about that goal and this amazing comeback for your team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, second, we didn't quite play the way we wanted to, and that's when TV turned on, we kind of already reset, and passed up the lines a little bit, and I was out there with Wilmer and Eddie, and I was able to get a nice bounce and get up the Wilmer and get a really nice pass in the middle, and it was a big momentum turner for sure going into the second game.
Hey Darryl, we need to move that microphone a little closer to your mouth there so you can hear you clearly.
Okay.
All right, thank you. What an amazing comeback, like I said. This comes on the heels of the big win over Kelowna. There's a lot of confidence within your group right now, correct?
Yeah, I mean, even before this last win against Kelowna, the 2 games before that, we felt we played really well and had a good chance to win those games. We bounced and didn't go our way. Things have been trending in the right direction here, so we're just looking to keep this going.
Well, you sure are. You got another game against Winnipeg coming up on Tuesday. Congratulations on your performance and the entire team. That was an amazing comeback, down 3-0 to win it 5-3. Let's hear it for our first star, Darren Hernewski. Sorry. That's